Well, good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to another edition of Step Up to Rise Up, the weekly show that encourages you to take baby steps towards your best life by reaching higher and expecting more of yourself in little tiny ways every day. We've been talking the month of July or June pretty much about this whole concept of finding your purpose, discovering your purpose, ways to discover that, and why that's important. Um, that why those things are important to you as you live a more impactful, intentional life. And so, today we're going to be summarizing some of those lessons and where we've been. And then today I want to talk with you a little bit more about what a life of purpose or a life of intention looks like, because we want to have a little picture of that as we create that life for ourselves. So, in case we're meeting for the first time, I'm Linda Nelson, and I'm a belief mindset coach, and I am passionate about helping solopreneurs, women especially, to help them discover and get clarity about what their gifts are so that they can live a life full of intention and impact. Hello, Linda Footy. Good morning. It's nice, or evening, afternoon, whatever it is. I'm so excited that you're here to join me. So, we're going to continue on then with what we have been talking about. Please let me know that you're here by saying hello in the comments. And also, please be sure to share your thoughts. I always like to know what you're thinking. I may not respond within the live, but I will definitely circle back and answer your questions or comments or thoughts when the live has ended. So let's get right into the topic at hand. We're going to quick start with a little recap, if you will, of ways that we can find our purpose. We talked about what causes you to lose track of time. There are some clues in there of things that you're really passionate about and that bring you a sense of joy. And after all, if we're living in our purpose, we will experience fulfillment and joy and peace. We will love what we do. It will get us excited about getting out of bed every morning. So that's one way you can discover it. Another question that I posed in the last couple of weeks were to go back to childhood and think about what you wanted or dreamt about as a child, when you kind of what you wanted to be when you grew up. What was a dream that you had back in childhood? And often there are some cues there to your purpose, something that was deep within you a long time ago. And for some of us, we may have shelved it, or life may have taken over, and we just kind of left that childhood dream behind. But it's good to bring it forward on occasion and just see if there are some things there that will cause us to spark that purpose again in our life. And then way back when the series started, I asked what the world needs more of, and sadly most of you jumped to the world needs more love, and that is obviously true. But my point was in that question that you discovered that the world needs more of you. It needs you to show up authentically and positively and use those gifts to the benefit of your circle of influence, because that is how we change the world. And we're witnessing so many things in the world right now that is causing people to really realign, I guess, with their values and what's important. And although we don't have to wait for something drastic like that, it is important for us to take a look at our values and our principles and the ways that we want to impact the world from time to time. And that's kind of what this series has been about. So basically, living on purpose means doing what truly matters to you, that's in alignment with your values and your beliefs. So your life purpose consists of the central motivating aims of your life, the reasons that you get up in the morning. So when you find a sense of purpose, a couple of things, couple of benefits arise from that. Number one, it can guide our life decisions. Number two, it influences our behavior. the way we choose to show up in the world. Number 3, it shapes our goals. It makes us strive to do things that are in alignment with what we truly want. Number 4, it offers a sense of direction. It takes away some of that just living life on autopilot and getting the life we deserve by not taking action, to getting a created, designed life that brings intention and purpose every day. Excuse me, I got a little tickle. And lastly, number 5. Oh, I should take a long drink of water before I start. It creates meaning in our life. And we all want a sense of fulfillment and joy and meaning. And certainly our purpose is at the foundation of that. For some people, purpose is connected to our jobs or our lifetime careers. And it, in the ideal, can provide meaningful and satisfying work that we're successful at and that we find joy in doing. In the less than ideal, we step away from that, or maybe we start a new chapter, or we do something in our years where we're maybe empty nesters or newly retired, where we want to impact the world, but we finally have a chance to focus on ourselves for a change. And so we're able to live out our purpose, taking all the wisdom and all the life experiences that we've had and making sense of what our gifts are as a result of that. So sometimes it's taking a look back, sometimes it's taking a look forward, but it's definitely being mindful in the present of what we want our lives to look like. So in short, purpose is living a, yeah, I'm going to start this over. In short, living your purpose is what fills your existence with joy, connection, and fulfillment. So living your purpose makes it possible for you to connect with others on a deeper, more meaningful level. And that's going to boost your health, your happiness, and your longevity. There's lots of studies out there that indicate that when you're living a meaningful life of purpose, that you have an overall better sense of well-being on a physical level, an emotional level, a spiritual level, a social level, all of those. And so it's good for your overall well-being. If you have a life of purpose, it helps you accomplish goals that boost your confidence and expand your understanding of what you're capable of achieving. It's a very much a confidence booster. And when we take action on that purposeful life, we see what our potential really is. You're able to express your emotions, your opinions, and your ideas with greater clarity and passion when you have that sense of purpose. You find more excitement, more fun, and joy in what you do. You expand your skills and your knowledge in areas of study that are most important to you. And then you receive acknowledgement for those achievements by those who benefit from your gifts. As we said, those gifts are not meant for you alone. They are meant to be shared with those in your circle of influence. And then lastly, it helps you make a positive impact on the world. All right, so let me quick go back here and see if we have comments. So Linda said, almost typed in good morning. I know, it is morning in some parts of the world. I just flipped over to afternoon. Hi, Caitlin, thanks for joining me. I appreciate your being here. All right, no questions or comments about how you're feeling about the topic so far, so I'm going to keep going. So what stops us from living an intentional life? Many of us have been there. I know I have, where we rush through life almost like we're on autopilot until we find ourselves suddenly in a place we didn't intend to end up in. And I know that has certainly been true for me, especially as I entered a new chapter called retirement. I had let life happen. And I think a lot of us experience that also in COVID on a couple of fronts. We found ourselves, taking time out of our lives as it was prior to that, and really thought about what was important and maybe shifted some priorities in our thinking as a result. But we also probably got into some bad habits, some nobody's coming to see me anyway, it doesn't matter what I do kind of thinking. And so we may have gotten off track on the life that we wanted and really got into autopilot. I know that was kind of a side effect for many people. And then as women, we often are so focused on those years where we're raising families, we're attentive to their needs, and that's a good thing. But we haven't even asked ourselves the question, what do I want? Because it's been so other focused. And life can kind of get on autopilot as a result of that. So it is good from time to time to stop and reflect and ask yourself the question. Take a look at defining what your purpose is, to even if you're not ready to fully focus on it, that you at least have some clarity about what it is you want to create and what brings you the most joy. So while life is full of uncertainties, we mostly have control over the choices we make, which allows us to set our own path and stay on it if we want to. So living a life with intention is all about finding your purpose and setting goals while carving out your own path in life. It's about letting go of some things that don't serve you anymore and make conscious decisions on what and who to include in your life. And again, many of us went through kind of a mini process of this during the whole COVID thing because we were kind of forced to be at home and our world got very small. So what is living with intention? Simply put, living with intention is living with a plan. It's all about making stuff happen instead of letting stuff happen to you. It's about staying on your path and not getting sidetracked by life's distractions. One way to think about living with intention is to think of life as a series of choices you have to make. While there are things that will influence your choices and you may not have all of the options all of the time, you are in charge of choosing your own path. So living with intention is closely related to having a purpose in life. It's easier to take control of your life when you have found your purpose and know why you want to do things you do and where you want to end up. So why is living with intention good for you? Being intentional about how you live your life can have plenty of benefits, and we've talked about some of them a little earlier. But people who live life with intention are more likely to have an internal focus of control. They believe they can make stuff happen, and so they do. In turn, that internal focus of control have been found to be positively correlated with happiness. And that makes sense, right? Because the more you live in your purpose, the happier, the more fulfilled, the more joy you have in your life. And so you have this sense, as we talked about, of well-being on all levels. Another way in which living with intention can benefit you is related to having a purpose. For example, having a purpose in life is related to, as we've said, overall mental and physical health outcomes, happiness, and life satisfaction, and a reduced risk of mortality. People who have a purpose in life live longer than those who are living their life on autopilot and aimless, if you will. And that's why I started my boot camp called Aimless to Action, to get us out of that mode of letting life happen and take some action toward the life that we want. And I will be having another boot camp coming up in a few weeks. I've got a couple of surprises that I want to share with you in the next week or so. So, in summary, what you want to do, the steps you want to take today, is to start by envisioning what your intentional life looks like. Spend some time daydreaming. Take some moments on a walk, sitting out on your deck, enjoying your children, in some of your quiet moments, maybe waiting in the car to pick up your children, whatever those quiet moments that appear in your life are. Start by envisioning what your intentional life looks like. What does it include? How far out in the future is it? What steps can you start taking today? You know I'm going to bring up step number 2, which is journal. It's important that you start brain dumping when you're asking yourself to envision what you would like your life to look like. You want to brain dump and get it out of your head and onto paper. And journaling is the best way for you to do that. Get clarity about what you want and who you are, what gifts that you bring to the world. What gets you excited about jumping out of bed each morning? And then you want to create a plan and lean into it. You can start living that purposeful life a little bit more each day, and then start paying attention to the feedback you're receiving from others, because, as we've said, those gifts are not for you alone. They are meant to be given to other people. They are to benefit from your gifts. And so take a look at your achievements, your results, the things that you're doing that give you a sense of joy, and then notice how you're feeling about those accomplishments. So lean into it a little bit each day. In July, I'm going to be launching a 6-week course called Step Into Your Purpose. And it's going to contain some self-guided resources for you. It's 6 weeks in length, and I'll be coaching you along the way in that 6-week journey to help you discover your purpose and then set forth a plan to make it happen. I'll have a limited number of seats available for this coaching program, and if you're interested, those of you who are in my group will have the first shot at it, so to speak. Just type purpose, all caps, in the comments, and I'll get out some more information, some more details to you. So type in purpose if this is something that sounds interesting to you. And then be on the lookout in your email for some other surprises that I'll have after the 4th of July, and ways that I can help you bring you some resources. So the first one is going to be this launch of a 6-week program called Step Into Your Purpose. And I'm really excited about it. I hope some of you will decide to journey with me on that. So comment below purpose and I'll get you some details. All right, that's all I have for you today. I want to encourage you to really think about your purpose and the life that you want to create. You are so deserving of it and all that it brings you, the joy, the sense of meaning, fulfillment. You deserve it all, and the world deserves that authentic you that shows up every day excited for how it can serve the world. Have a wonderful day, everyone. Let's see, I think the 4th of July is on Monday, so I may come on with a really quick message for you, but all of you enjoy your 4-day holiday in the States, and for those of you who are international, just know that we are celebrating our independence this weekend. So thanks for tuning in, you guys. I appreciate you so much, and we will stay tuned for more information. Have a wonderful week, you guys. Bye for now.